Today we're going to talk about sugar and menopause, my favorite topic. So, why is it so important for us in this stage of life to consider eliminating sugar from our diet? When we are in this stage of womanhood, wonderful stage of womanhood that we're in, it is wonderful. We have different things happening, and blood sugar issues emerge and become even more critical during and after menopause. Estrogen and progesterone are in flux in perimenopause and in decline. So these two hormones have an effect on the way insulin works in our body. Insulin is a hormone that's produced in the pancreas, and it helps our body use glucose for the energy it needs and stores the glucose for later. Reduced estrogen levels can lead to insulin resistance, which is when our body does not respond to insulin well and blood sugar increases. So this is why I have been adding all kinds of information in the app on how to keep our blood sugar levels even and how to even reduce our blood sugar levels, because we are more prone to having higher blood sugar in perimenopause and menopause because of the decrease in estrogen and progesterone and how that affects our insulin. In menopause, when our estrogen and progesterone are decreasing, our cells become more resistant to insulin, meaning that our body has to work a lot harder to manage blood sugar. Many women see their blood sugar levels rising and falling, and this can contribute to our moods and our energy levels big time. It makes us vulnerable to several other kinds of ailments, including type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and cancer. Also, higher blood sugar levels are related to weight gain and fatigue, as I mentioned this week. So the more consistent we can keep our blood sugar, the better we're going to have our health outcomes be in the long term, and the better we're going to feel in the short term. The other thing that scientists have found is that high blood sugar is actually linked to hot flashes. And continued and persistent hot flashes are actually linked to heart disease. So getting a handle on sugar is really important for us in perimenopause and in menopause. Sugar also affects our sleep. When we have high blood sugar, our kidneys are working harder to eliminate the excess sugar from our body. And we find ourselves having excess urination. So if you are continually waking up at night to urinate, it could be a sign that you have high blood sugar. Also, thirst is another sign of high blood sugar. On the other hand, low blood sugar, hypoglycemia, causes spikes in our cortisol. Our body sends our cortisol out by our adrenals to wake us up and cause us to eat at night because we are not having enough blood sugar while we're sleeping. So if you are either waking up because you're urinating too much, you may have high blood sugar. If you are waking up and you don't know why, usually around 3 a.m., that's indicating that you may have a low blood sugar and cortisol imbalance. Blood sugar levels can be affected by a number of things, including stress, illness, lack of sleep, side effects of medicines, diets high in saturated fats and sugars, and eating sugar has these benefits. It reduces the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and some cancers, as you know. It makes weight management easier, as you also know. It generally produces a better diet overall because there's more room for the good stuff. And fewer spikes and troughs in your blood sugar reduce the mood and energy fluctuations. Furthermore, lowering your sugar consumption has directly been linked to fewer menopause symptoms. That reason alone is worth gold for many, many women. Studies have found that reducing sugar actually may have a greater effect on menopause symptom outcomes than hormonal replacement therapy. That's pretty significant. How to know if you have insulin and a problem with insulin resistance? Eating food should not affect your energy levels, believe it or not. If you are more energetic after a meal, or if you feel fatigued after a meal, both of those things indicate you may have blood sugar dysregulation. Here's some information to help you discern whether or not you may have problems with your blood sugar regulation. When you eat a meal, you should not feel either energized or sleepy. If you're more energetic after a meal, or if you're fatigued after a meal, this is a sign that you have blood sugar dysregulation. People who feel sleepy after a meal may tend towards insulin resistance. This is a sign that some lifestyle changes need to be made. Today, your job is to keep yourself well hydrated and start to become aware of how much water you're drinking. As I mentioned in previous recordings, the recommended amount is determined by taking your body weight, dividing it in two, and drinking that many ounces of water daily. It's important for you to get water throughout your day, so not just to glug it all, chug it all at one point. So what I want you to do is calculate how many ounces of water you're going to be drinking every day and write it down and find a container that you can use. You might have to fill that container twice or 3 times. So in the comments below, you're going to commit to your water consumption ounces and the container. I want you to name both of those in the comments below. And you're going to start drinking that today. So not only will you be helping your cells hydrate and your blood hydrate and your skin look great, but you'll also be helping your kidneys eliminate any excess sugar from your body without putting too much strain on. Okay, so that's your task for today. Thank you.